welcome back to Miss Flores' virtual classroom. Today we're doing our science lesson. And it is Friday. Happy November the 13th. It is Friday the 13th. Woo. Now we are going to be doing our science lesson. We just finished our unit about rocks and it was rockin'. So we're moving on to our next unit, which is water. So we are at 2.7b, and we're going to be talking about salt water and fresh water. When the key concepts you're going to be learning is water comes from many different sources. We're going to talk about rivers and streams, lakes and oceans. We're going to talk about fresh water. Where does fresh water come from? You're going to hear about rain, streams, rivers, glaciers, and mostly lakes. But you'll also hear about salt water, such as oceans, saltwater marshes, and other lakes that are saltwater lakes too. That is so cool. Some questions we might be thinking about are, what are some natural sources of water? What is fresh water and what natural sources contain it? And what is salt water and what natural sources contain it? Those are some of the things that we are going to be looking at. Let's go ahead and take a look at our vocabulary first. So our first vocabulary word is lake, and it shows us a big picture of a lake. Lake is water surrounded by land, okay? You may have been to a lake before. Our next word is ocean, a large body of water that is salty. If you've ever been to the ocean and you tasted the water, you probably were like, this is salty. And oceans are very large. River, a body of fresh water that flows continuously towards the ocean or another body of water, right? So you're going to see rivers that are flowing in one direction and they're flowing towards an ocean or a lake or another body of water. Stream, a small body of water that flows into a larger body of water. That is a stream, right? So a stream is smaller than a river. All right, and that's all our vocabulary words for this unit right here. Before we move on, I wanted us to play some videos from our rock unit. So you're going to hear a little bit about rocks, which you already know about, and you're going to hear some new things about water, which we're learning about right now, right? It's important for us to build on the things we already know, and we just had a rockin' unit, so I'm ready for our water unit now. So we're first going to open with a song about water and rocks. This song is so catchy. I'm very excited to share it with you.
Water helps us stay alive. Soil helps our plants to thrive. On top of rock we walk and drive. Water, soil, rock. Hip-hop. Water, soil, rock, so many kinds. Just how many come to mind? Look and see what types you find. Water, soil, rock. Water, soil, rock. Hip-hop. Water comes from clouds of rain. Soil's made of rich dark grain. Rocks are smooth, hard, pointy, plain. Water, soil, rock. Hip-hop. Water, soil, rock, so many kinds. Just how many come to mind? Look and see what types you find. Water, soil, rock. Water, soil, rock. Hip-hop.
That was a super fun video to watch, especially because we just finished our rockin' unit. So you already knew some of those facts about rocks. You may have heard some new facts about water, and that's what our new unit is all about, water. So let's go ahead and watch one more video. I'm so excited for these very fun videos. And our last video is going to be a little bit about rocks, a little bit about water. Next week, we're going to be watching tons of water videos, but I wanted to make sure that we watched all these videos about rocks before we move on.
Hey, welcome back. How was vacation?
It was great.
welcome back. How was vacation?
It was great. I brought a picture to show you. I found this design someone made on the beach, and I know you like art. I thought it was cool how they sorted those little rocks by colors.
Cool. Did you make one too?
Yeah, but it got washed away before we got a picture.
If you were making pebble art, how would you sort the rocks? What characteristics would you use to pick your materials? I think I would use shape to make my design. Maybe I could put one row of round rocks, one row of squarish ones, and one row of flat ones.
Mom did something kind of like that. My brother used size for his, a huge rock in the middle and lines of different sized rocks coming out from it.
Your family sounds very creative. What did you do with yours?
I used texture to make my pebble art. One stripe of smooth pebbles and another stripe with bumpy pebbles. I wanted some pebbles with bumpy edges, but I couldn't find many. I wonder why.
Well, what kind of beach was it? Was it a lake, ocean, or river?
It was an ocean, the Pacific. The water was cold and clear and salty. Does that have something to do with the rocks?
Well, think about a lake, stream, and an ocean. How are they different?
Okay, they're all made of water. Streams are fresh water, and lakes usually are too. Oceans are saltwater.
All true, but there's something else.
Well, lake water seems pretty still unless it's super windy. But streams and rivers have moving water, and the ocean has waves. Is that what you're thinking?
Exactly. River rocks and rocks at the beach are often smooth, just like your pebbles.
And that's because they get tossed around by the moving water. Rough edges get sanded down over time.
And eventually they'll be small enough to be sand.
That reminds me, when we were driving across the country, the soil kept changing. It made me wonder how there can be so many different types of soil. I thought all dirt was the same.
I think it has to do with what the soil is made from. Let's do some research. What is soil made out of?
So it looks like soil is a combination of things. Weathered bits of rock, air, and... Wait a minute. Hummus? I think we eat that with pita chips.
I think the stuff in soil is actually humus, decaying plant and animal matter. It makes the soil good for growing things.
That's a relief. So maybe the soils are different colors because of the different kinds of rocks and minerals they were made out of.
That sounds reasonable to me. Dark soils have lots of humus. Some soil is red because of iron, and some is pale and sandy.
The particles can be different sizes, and they can feel different too.
Have you ever used a sieve set to sort out the particles of sand?
I don't think so. How does it work?
There's a stack of sieve trays with different size holes. You pour in your soil sample and give it a gentle shake. The pieces of soil are caught by screens on the way down, and the bottom dish catches the very finest particles.
That sounds cool.
Hey, I have a question for you. I know you saw different types of soil on your trip, but did you also notice different kinds of water?
Sure. The water was different colors. Some was fresh and some was salty. Some was clear and some was hard to see through. I wonder what made the water so different in the places we visited.
Maybe you could do some research to answer that question on your own. See you next time.
Did you hear some rock facts that you already knew from our last unit? I bet you did. You probably heard how they were talking about observing rocks using color, using size, and using texture. And you already know that, super students. Did you hear their question at the end? We are going to do so much research about freshwater and saltwater. In this unit, we'll be learning tons of things about water. You may have already heard some water facts from the young girl in the video. She was talking about all the different places she visited, and she asked a very good question. Why is the water different in some places than others? And we are going to spend our entire week next week talking about how water is different in different places. You guys did so great today. I can't wait to learn more about water with you next week.